Recent explosions deep behind Russia's lines in Crimea have had a major psychological effect on Moscow's leadership, with its invasion of Ukraine at near operational standstill, Western officials have said. More than half of the Russian Navy's Black Sea Fleet combat jets were put out of action in blasts last week at the Russian-operated Saki military airfield in western Crimea, an area Moscow previously considered secure, according to Britain's Ministry of Defense. The Kremlin is busy seeking to allocate blame for the debacle, and President Vladimir Putin is struggling to hide Ukraine's success from the Russian population. This comes as thousands of Russians fleeing Crimea have streamed into the country, officials said on Friday, and as a fire at a munitions depot near the Russian village of Timanovo has led to the evacuation of 2 villages in Russia's Belgorod region. In the attack on the Crimean airbase last week, 9 Russian warplanes were reported destroyed. The strike demonstrated both the Russians' vulnerability and the Ukrainians' capacity to strike deep behind enemy lines, previously not thought possible. Ukrainian authorities have stopped short of publicly claiming responsibility, but President Volodymyr Zelensky alluded to Ukrainian attacks behind enemy lines after the blasts in Crimea, which Russia has blamed on sabotage. On Ukraine's capabilities, one Western official said, "Ukraine is now consistently achieving kinetic effects deep behind Russia's lines. The incidents have been having a material effect on Russia's logistics support, but as importantly, there's a significant psychological effect on the Russian leadership." They added that the attacks had forced the Black Sea Fleet into a defensive posture and stymied Russia's ability to launch a successful amphibious assault on Odessa on Ukraine's coast, which would cut off much of Ukraine's access to the sea. It comes as the war has entered a phase of near operational standstill, with neither side's ground forces having enough concentrated combat power to launch effective offensive actions, the Western official said. Russia is facing an increasingly acute shortage of stocks, even of basic munition, as well as manpower issues as it struggles to reconstitute its forces. There was a point when there was constant shelling, there was a real high point, particularly around the battle for the Donbas, they said. We aren't at that high point anymore. The whole tempo of the campaign has slowed down, partly because both sides have become more conscious that this is a marathon, not a sprint, and that expenditure rates and conserving their munitions is important. Meanwhile, the head of the GCHQ intelligence service said Moscow had failed to gain ground in cyberspace against Ukraine. So far, President Putin has comprehensively lost the information war in Ukraine and in the West, Sir Jeremy Fleming wrote in an op-ed in The Economist. Just as with its land invasion, Russia's initial online plans appear to have fallen short. Amid concerns that shelling of the Russian-controlled Zaporizhzhia plant in southern Ukraine, Europe's largest nuclear power plant, could lead to nuclear catastrophe, the official said it was built to withstand most direct military fire. The MOD official said the main concerns are around the nuclear reactors losing water cooling due to a loss of electricity supply. Kyiv and Moscow continue to accuse each other of shelling the power plant, stoking international fears of a catastrophe on the continent.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.